start diving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's daily reflection. It's Wednesday, December 30th, and I hope everybody's having a decent day. I'm gonna let you know this is gonna be kind of a hard one for me today. Give me a second. I'm getting there. So, you guys don't know much about my wife and I's relationship, but we were actually high school sweethearts. So we met when I was working at I was done with high school. She was in high school. I had dropped out, so I wasn't in high school, but we met at Skipper's, and I chased her for 3 months, and she was there. She was there for me when I got sober the first time at the Phoenix Concept. And this time around, I say quite often how she saved my life, because she did. After we had broke up, she went through some hard things with her mom and ended up staying with her uncle and her aunt. And this man helped raise her and was there for her when she needed somebody, and helped her raise her kid. But he has a problem drinking. And the other day, he fell down the stairs. He doesn't remember it. He was in a blackout. They got him to a hospital, and his BAC was 0.321. That's dead, man. That's it. That high of a BAC should it'd kill a normal person. And a year ago they gave him a year to live, and I tried to talk to him to help him, and he won't even talk to me about it. He'll talk to me. It's not like he ignores me or hates me or anything like that. No, he's a great guy. He is. So they're getting ready to let him out of the hospital, and I tried, guys. I tried to put him on a 72-hour hold, try to get somebody in there, but I actually told my wife that I didn't want her. She had to leave because I didn't want her to hear today's daily reflection, because I don't like hurting my wife. But we got to talk about this stuff. I know. He doesn't want to stop. His wife, Aunt Ray, who's a pretty powerful woman, said, Jim, there's not going to be any more alcohol at the house anymore. He's like, yeah, for a little bit. And she's like, no, forever. And my wife told me that, and I could feel, I felt my heart sink for him. And it fucking hurt. I should have brought some tissue. So, if what's going on with him right now doesn't kill him, the alcohol is going to, and it's not going to be pretty. And I don't want my wife to go through it. So I put that out there. Let's get to the daily reflection, because I don't feel like crying. My life before coming to the program was not unlike the lives of so many who of us who were cruelly buffeted and tormented by the power of our addictions. You guys, I need to go blow my nose. Yeah, since I'm a smoker, anything that happens up here, everything comes out. So, and I can see a little bit better now too. So, I'm going to start over. My life before coming to the program was not unlike the lives of so many of us who were cruelly buffeted and tormented by the power of our addictions. You know, they're saying a lot of people came before us. We're not the first, and thank God those people had the wherewithal to do something about it. Right? They took their they did something about it. Thank you, Brenda. I appreciate that. For years, I had been sick and tired. When I became sick and tired of being sick and tired, I finally surrendered and came to the program. Now I realize that I had been helped all along by a higher power. It was this power indeed that allowed me to live so that I could eventually find a new way of life. Since my awakening have I found a measure of serenity previously unknown in my life? Well, certainly that's part of being rocketed into the fourth dimension. It's something that that it's one of those gifts that God gives us for doing the work. Okay. We call them promises, but they're gifts. There's things that God gives us on a spiritual or emotional or a mental level. Okay. That's why I say God doesn't do money, because we created money, and I find that, money as a gift is just cheap. So most of us, I'm going to read out of more about alcoholism, kind of going along with it. Most of us have been unwilling to admit we were real alcoholic. No person likes to think he is bodily and mentally different from his fellows. Therefore, it is not surprising that our drinking careers have been characterized by countless vain attempts to prove that we could drink like other people. The idea that somehow, someday, he will control and enjoy his drinking is the great obsession of every abnormal drinker. The persistence of this illusion is astonishing. Many pursue it into the gates of insanity or death. We learned that we had to fully concede to our innermost selves that we were alcoholics. This is the first step in recovery. The delusion that we are like other people, or presently maybe, has to be smashed. We alcoholics are men and women who have lost the ability to control our drinking. We know that no real alcoholic ever recovers control. You can steal that, Brenda. I actually have a thing. God doesn't do money, football. I have a third one. I'll remember. But yeah, God he doesn't do money, man. Thank you. Thank you for liking that one. We know that no real alcoholic ever recovers control. I've never seen that happen. I've never, ever seen that happen. All of us have felt at times that we were regaining control, but such intervals, usually brief, were inevitably followed by still less control, which in time led to pitiful and incomprehensible demoralization. How much lower can you get than incomprehensible demoralization? Just those two words together. Ugh. Okay, we are convinced to a man that alcoholics of our type are in the grip of a progressive illness. Over any considerable period, we get worse, never better, if we continue drinking, right? We are like men who have lost their legs. They never grow new ones. But we seem to think they're going to grow back. In fact, our minds are so warped, we probably still see that a leg is there. Neither does there appear to be any kind of treatment which will make alcoholics of our kind like other men. We have tried every imaginable remedy. In some instances, there's been brief recovery, followed always by still worse relapse. Physicians who are familiar with alcoholism agree there is no such thing as making a normal drinker of an alcoholic. Science may one day accomplish this, but it hasn't done so yet. This was written back in 1935, and I can tell you it still has not happened. Okay. Now, there are some things that are out there that can help control the craving, things like that. But I'm going to tell you, nothing will get rid of it but recovery and hard work. Okay. Well, I don't know that I want to do that. Well, you know what? You put a lot of effort towards drinking and drugging. Just saying. Just saying, that's all right. I'm just going to read them. I'm not going to go into the methods we've tried. Not today. I am going to say this next part, though. Despite all we can say, many who are real alcoholic are not going to believe that they are in that class. Right? Denial. We don't believe that we're in that class. It's kind of like when I was seeing my therapist. Sorry, guys, I shouldn't chew ice and talk. That's very rude of me. I apologize. And nobody wants to hear me chewing. How fucking rude. I forgot where I was on that. Oh, yes. It is. We have like the only disease that tells us that we don't have the disease. Okay. It's really hard for us to sit there, even though we look normal or whatever, and say that we have some kind of disease, right? Or mental illness. Oh, no, I don't have a mental. Oh, no. Go see if they're mental. Oh, no way. Not in my Christian family, right? This is about you guys. This is about your recovery. So you do whatever the fuck you need to get it. Anything, willing to go to any length. See all the stuff in here that are suggestions for everybody else, not for me. No, they are have-tos. See, we make them suggestions so that you don't get butt hurt. Okay? That's why we make them suggestions. Well, you can't tell me what to do. Don't you know who I am? I'm a grown man. I can do whatever the fuck I want. Yeah, baby, you're acting like a 12-year-old right now. Right? It's tough, man. By every form of self-deception and experimentation, they will try and prove themselves exception to the rule, therefore non-alcoholic. If anyone who is showing the inability to control his drinking can do the right about face and drink like a gentleman, our hats are off to him. And I have met people like that. Heaven knows we have tried hard enough and long enough to drink like other people. There are some people out there that have a problem drinking. Then we have people that have a drinking problem. They're different. My first wife, I met her in AA. She went through a whole series of things because of drinking and things like that. But she just made a stupid mistake as a teenager, right? And I never really felt like she was an alcoholic, but she still lived these principles, and she still lives with these principles to this day. And I don't know if she drinks or not. I think I don't know. She's not alcoholic. I don't think she is. But that is one person out of thousands of people that I have met. Okay. She was a huge exception to that rule. All right. Wrong book. May I realize that my higher power has not suddenly come into my life like a stranger opening a door when I knocked. The power has been there all along. If I will just remember how many brushes with disaster I have survived by a fraction of time or distance. Now that I have come to know my higher power better, I realize that I must have been saved for something, for helping others like me. Today I'll remember I'm grateful to be alive and recovering. And So think back on it. I remember one day I was 8 years old. I was walking home from school because I lived in a small town. Walking home from school, and there was this water running into this pipe, and I was just checking something out. I saw a neat rock, and I wanted to grab it, so I went to go grab it. The water caught me and started to pull me into that pipe. And if I wouldn't have pulled myself out, I don't know that I would be here. That is just one of the many brushes with death I have had with my life in my period of being here, and I'm still here, and I'm still here for a reason. Okay, but if we're arguing and asking, if we're sitting here asking why, then we're arguing with God. And if you really need to know why, it's because you have people to help. If you want an answer to that, because you're supposed to get your shit together and go help other people, it's a much better life. I would much rather go through this life believing in God than die to find out that there isn't one. I really would. But I just don't believe that. You would be hard convinced to get me to think that there isn't something bigger going on. You'd be very hard pressed. So, all right, I'll be back tomorrow for daily reflection. We got some really cool podcasts coming up this month. Dr. Christensen's going to be back. We had done her recording, and something went on with Zoom. Is the only one that just out of all of my series. So we're gonna have a doctor coming on too. So lots of fun stuff. So I hope everybody has a great day. I will see you tomorrow. Peace out. I love you and have a day. Bye, guys.